The Brooklyn Bridge will be 100 years old next week. It is the stuff of jokes. I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. The stuff of poetry. Oh, sleepless as the river under thee, vaulting the sea, the prairie's dreaming sod. It is the stuff of books and plays and movies and paintings and photographs. Next Tuesday, its anniversary will be marked with a sound and light show and what's billed as the most spectacular New York fireworks display in the city's history. Charles Osgood explains what all the fuss is about.
The bridge hums now constantly as 120,000 cars and trucks each day cross its gridded roadway between Brooklyn and Manhattan. It still works after 100 years.
But why should the rest of America care anything about it? After all, when you come right down to it, it's only a bridge. Only a bridge.
With Gothic towers made of the oldest material, stone, and the web of cables made of the then newest material, steel.
Look how the light plays on that tower. And at night, and particularly late in the day, when the light plays on the cables, they just shimmer like gossamer, like sheets of rain against the tower.
The designer was John Roebling, who did not live long enough to see his bridge begun. His oldest son, Washington Roebling, was chief engineer from the day construction began in 1869. Washington Roebling was one of the first to come down with so-called caisson's disease, the bends, from working underwater in the wooden structure that supports each of the massive stone towers. Roebling supervised construction from his sick room window, his wife Emily carrying his instructions to the men doing the building. "The shapes arise," wrote the Brooklyn poet Walt Whitman. It took 14 years to complete the job. 28 lives were lost in the process. But in 1883, when it was done, the whole country celebrated. It was the 8th wonder of the world.
All those thousands of immigrants coming up the river by ship, this was the first thing they saw, looming way above the skyline. The skyline then, of course, being low in scale. These were the highest structures, not only in New York, but on the whole continent when they were built.
Here was a bridge from the past to the future. While it was being built, the telephone and the electric light were introduced. The automobile was still unheard of. But even long afterwards, the bridge seems wonderful. And what does the bridge say about America? Listen.
For our own particular time, it's saying, made in America. If you could pick it up and turn it over, on the bottom it would say, made in the USA. And that's a very good message for us. Made by people who looked at their work as an expression of themselves. If you're proud of yourself, you're proud of your work. And your work is going to be good, and it's going to last. The bridge is saying it's a lot better than just okay to be in the big city. And it's saying it's a lot better than just okay to be an American.
Beautiful, isn't it? Charles Osgood, CBS News, New York.